So I'm streaming live. Let me share the link on Facebook. Oh, how would that's crucial. Let me just share the screen. Just share the. I'm live. I am live. But where am I? I'm here. Live is going on. This on Facebook. Okay. I don't know why people take so much of time to join. How many of you actually joined? So 2 people are watching. Both are my machines. Okay. I hope I'm audible. I'm audible. I don't know why people take so much of time to join. Okay, so 3 people are watching. Let me just start with the topic. Okay, people are following me on Twitter. Streaming is good. That's awesome. Okay. So let's start with the topic. So today we are going to discuss about the required resources to learn language, right? So let's say if you want to learn any programming language, it may be C programming, it may be Java, it may be C++. From where to learn, right? You want to learn something. Of course, there are lots of people, they want to learn lots of things, right? Example, I want to learn how to dance. There are people, they want to learn how to cook. So we are always searching for the resources, right? So let's say if you want to join dance classes, you want to learn dance, right? You have to join a dance classes. You want to learn yoga, you go to yoga classes, right? All the stuff. But since we have online resources available, now people are moving more towards online thing instead of going for the live classes, right? So yeah, so today we're going to talk about resources to learn programming, right? So there are lots of resources available. So you can go for so let's say in earlier days when you used to talk about 1990s somewhere. So if you want to learn something, you just have to go to college. They will teach you something, and then that's how you learn, right? There were no other resources, and the other resource was books. So if you want to learn something, you have to refer some books and all the stuff. But the thing is, now time is changing, right? And so instead of learning from books, there are lots of resources available. I'm not saying book is a bad thing now. You can also refer books, but it's kind of boring, right? So that's why we don't learn, because we don't like books. So there are lots of resources available. One of the resources which are available is online videos, right? So you can go to, so there are lots of options. One of the options is you can go to classes, you can join a classes, you can learn different technology there. Otherwise, you can refer to online resources, right? You can read books, online books. You don't have to buy the hard copy now. You have ebooks available, right? So you can refer from there. You can also You can also refer online videos. So in fact, I make lots of videos, right? So you can refer my videos to learn something. So let's say if you want to learn Java, of course you have to just go to Telusko Learnings, and you can watch the whole playlist. If you want to learn C program, you can do the same thing, right? But is it the only resource available? There are different websites you can learn from, right? There are websites like udemy.com. You can go there and you can learn programming. You can go to Coursera. The only thing is they're not free. If you go to Udemy, if you go to Coursera, so those videos are not exactly free. So initially they started with free version. Now they started charging you. In fact, when I went for I wanted to check the price for Java course, and they're charging approximately, I guess, $340. Right? Just imagine if you are paying so much for a resource. So that's why I prefer making videos on YouTube, because I don't have to charge them. Right? It's free of cost. But then again, there are different things. So you can go to Udemy, you can pay there, and you can learn Java technology. You can learn anything you want. Right? So there's an option of Udemy. There's an option of Coursera. You will get awesome videos there. So there are people who are working very hard to make those tutorials for you, so that you can learn those technologies sitting at home. Now, why I'm making this video today? I mean, why this topic from where resources to learn? Because the thing is, I have my videos on YouTube, so I think it's enough. But there are some people, they think, okay, we want to learn something new. They want to learn more. They keep asking me this question: from where to learn? So yeah, the answer is there are lots of options. Okay, so I will suggest, okay, if you want to learn something, any programming language, maybe C, C++, or Java, I will suggest start with a book. Okay, don't start with a video. Start with a book, any book you want. Okay, you can go for complete reference, you can go for Head First Java, you can go for any book. Have a look on the index page. Now, what index page will give you is the idea what that language covers. Example, if you open complete reference, it will teach if you see the index page, it will teach you that you'll be having for loop, you'll be having if else, you'll be having arrays, exception handlings, string, all the stuff, right? Then then it will go for JDBC, all the stuff. So you will have an idea what are the topics you should know to be a good programmer, right? Or if you want to be a Java programmer, so you have to go to all those resources. So that's one choice. The other one is, if you read a book, you will get lots of stuff there. I mean, start to end, starting from the basics till the end, they will cover each and everything in sequence. But there's one problem with books. It is quite boring, right? Again, you have felt that, right? It's very, very, very boring. I hate reading books, but we don't have choice, right? If you want to learn something, you have to refer books. So why you should start with book is it will teach you what are the topics you have. Second, it will make sure that it will bore you, so that you will search for other options. Now, what are the other options you have? You can actually go to YouTube, you can go to my channel, you can learn everything. But there are people, they don't like my tutorials. There are people, they love my tutorials. There are people who are like, okay, we are not finding anything else, so let's have your tutorials, right? Example, if you search for OpenShift tutorials, I'm not the best guy for that, but we don't have OpenShift tutorials on YouTube much, right? So some people are watching my videos because they don't have choice. Some people are watching because they like it, right? So so you can refer online videos also, right? So what I will suggest, watch my video and start reading the book. So let's say if I'm teaching about OOPS concept, after the concept, let's say if I've done with encapsulation, open the book and read about it, what exactly it means, right? So maybe the words I'm using in my videos may be different from the words which are used in books, because no one can say this is the actual word we have to use it here, because OOPS has different implementations, right? OOPS is just a concept. Java has its own implementation, C++ has its own implementation. So maybe the words will differ somewhere here and there. So you can watch my video and you can just read the book. It will make sure that you will understand the complete topic. But hold on, the problem is even if you learn that, you will not remember anything. It's very important, right? When you're learning something, you have to make sure that you're learning everything, right? So so what I will suggest after that, once you are done with my video, once you are done with the book, start with the implementation. Anything you want, any idea in your mind, you can go for prime number, you can go for factorial, all the stuff. So watch those, do those coding, because it will make sure that you got the actual concept. Okay. Now once you have done with that, what next? Okay, so you have done with the videos, you have done with books, you have done with the coding, right? Next is interview questions or any competitive programming. You can go to Hacker Earth, you can go for Hacker Rank. There, participate to compete. Now you will say, okay, this is for competition, right? But what I will learn from that? The thing is, when you solve those questions, you will get lots of you will get stuck somewhere. You will get lots of bugs. So when you solve those bugs, you will get some new ideas. You will know how exactly to solve problem. We Indians are very good with problem solving concepts, right? So all over the world we are very famous is because we know how to solve problems. We have lots of patience. I'm not saying people who are from outside India, they're not good at problem solving. It's just we are a bit higher than I'm not saying I cannot say that, right? So we have that power, we have patience, we know how to handle things, we know how to solve problems. So why don't you solve problems, right? So to increase your programming skills, you just have to make sure that you have to solve those problems. So you go to Hacker Rank and solve those questions there. Okay, so once again, watch my videos. Second, read the book. I mean, not the whole book, but those particular points. Next, we have to go for is those solving questions, anything you want, prime number, all those stuff, and then go to Hacker Rank and compete. Okay, it will also give you some rewards points. You can show it to your friends that I have won that. Okay, so that's how those are the resources available. Now time being, I'm talking about that more, but time being, if you have any questions, because this is a live session, I can actually answer your questions. So 10 people are watching. I'm not sure, I guess 2 of those are my machines. So if you're watching this, you can actually comment there, at least let me know that you're watching this. Okay, and if you have any questions, at least you can say hi and your name will be popped there. 10 people are watching. Okay, this is Rohit. Okay, so I got a message from Rohit. So if you have again the 10 people, right? So you can at least send me hi, or if you have any questions, you can give me. You can just put up it here. In fact, I'm going to answer some questions which were asked in my videos. So I got lots of comments last week about lots of questions. So I'm trying to solve those this week. What's today? It's Thursday, right? So I guess the questions were asked on Sunday. So I'm trying to answer those questions. Okay. So yeah, those are the resources available, right? Now I'll come back to the resource part. Now what next? All these companies, like if you talk about if you talk about Oracle, if you talk about Google, if you talk about Microsoft, whenever they launch any technology, they have their own documentation. In fact, Oracle has its own documentation for Java. You don't have to buy a book. You can actually refer that documentation to learn something. Okay, so you can refer Java docs. You can refer, let's say if you want to be a .NET developer, then Microsoft has its own technology. Microsoft has its own documentation. There's something called as a network of Microsoft, which is called as MSDN, which is Microsoft Developer Network. You can actually go there and you can read all those documents there. So for every language, sorry for that. For every language, for every technology, we have the documentation for from that particular company. You can do that also, right? So those are the resources available there. Okay, so if you have any more questions where you will find the resources, in fact, I will suggest whatever you learn, buy one book. So if you are learning Java, buy at least one book of Java. If you are learning Python, buy one book of Python at least. Okay, even if you are not reading those books, have it with you, because it will be helpful when you're referring to online videos. You can actually verify that the concept which is covered in the video and the concept which is covered in the book is almost same. It should not be. It cannot be exactly same, but it should be almost same. Okay, there should not be any contradiction there. So buy one book. Okay, so that's all about resources to learn programming. So that was the concept I wanted to cover. Now let's talk about some questions. So last week I got lots of questions, but before that, there's a question from Rohit Soni. Good evening, sir. I'm watching your programming. They're awesome. Okay, thank you. But I have some problem. Can you give me any email address or any contact info for asking doubts? Oh, Rohit. Okay. The thing is, Rohit, the problem is if I give you my email ID, you will put up lots of questions, and I may not be able to answer all of your questions because I got lots of extra stuff to do. Sorry for that. But what you can do is, whenever you watch my videos, there's a comment section below. Comment your question. Even if I am not able to answer your question, there are people on YouTube. There are my friends, not exactly friends, but they watch my videos, they admire my videos, and they try to answer your questions. Okay, even if I'm not available, so you will get your answers there. Okay. Otherwise, you can. I'm there on Facebook. Okay. In fact, you can take my email ID. My email ID is navinreddy20. Let me just type it here. Okay, let me just type it here. It's navinreddy20@gmail.com. So that's my email ID. But the problem is I may not be available to answer your questions. But if it is something that I can answer in very short time, I will do that for sure. But it is something very big that might not. Okay, something when. Okay, now I'm back again. Finally.